Hello, this is Joseph Schaub, and this is my video demo for Lab5. And here is my source code. Here is where I set up the interrupt vectors, and each of the associating interrupts are set up with their program address, so that this way, when the interrupts are triggered, the branch of execution jumps to the associating address, and you can call a service routine like I have here with hit right, hit left, and clear. Here's my program initializing stack pointer, the LCD. I have registers to hold the whisker counts, and here is where I set up the initial count for both of the whisker counters and display it onto the LCD. And here is my configurations for port B and port D as inputs and output. And here I use the EI-CRA register to implement the interrupts to trigger on a falling edge, and you can see that is because I have, for the interrupts I'm using, I have the high byte set to 1 and the low byte set to 0, which means that they will trigger on the falling edge. And then we configure that with the mask register as well. This sets the interrupts so that they can be set up once we call the SEI instruction. Here's my main program, just has the tech bot continually moving forward infinitely. And then the interrupt service routines, hit right, same as the bumpbot.asm, except that we implement the EIFR register. That way we can avoid queued interrupts, and we can clear the interrupt flags in that register. And we do that in hit right as well as in hit left. And there's my clear function, my wait loop. Now I will flash this, build solution, succeed. All right, we should be good. And I will note, I have not been able to get the LCD display to correctly update with the whisker counters. I ran into just some frustrating logic trying to figure out how to use the LCD right outside of the initialization routine. Would always end up like deadlocking my interrupts, and the program just wouldn't be able to continue running. Unfortunately, wasn't able to figure that out, but everything else should be implemented correctly. I have the display displaying zeros right now, and you can see here is my jumper cable setup. There's the right whisker being hit. There's the left whisker being hit. And to show that there is no queue. And I believe that's it.